Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Stapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Stapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna Te Namah. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityoramamritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, who came to establish religion universal, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. We have been studying Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, full of spiritual instructions. Only we need to practice them. Then we can really enjoy peace and happiness in the world. Sri Ramakrishna has dealt with all the subjects: bhakti, jnana, karma, dhyana. All aspects have been dealt with clearly. Only we should be practical in practicing spirituality. So today's subject I am speaking, purest love. Love is an experience, not just a concept. Sri Ramakrishna is trying to focus on the definition of the purest love. It is so fascinating to know how really we can approach God through the purest love. That's why so often it appears utterly illogical. Love, we say, is blind, implying thereby that we may not ask the why or wherefore of it. It's a law unto itself, operating in a plane dimensionally different from our tit-for-tat world. Tickle me, lol, and I shall tickle thee is a principle on which we mostly function. For everything we expect a return. Otherwise they won't grasp the idea at all. Even if it's a very good cause. Let us take our own recent experience in fundraising programs. You have to give them for what they give us. So, every time, all the time, people look after the return in what they do. Nothing is to be had without a payment. Bookkeeping seems to be an eradicable virus in our mental makeup. Each item must be accounted for. Each entry must have an explanatory voucher. But life with a capital L laughs at ledges and overflows in love. Not that this is a truth of which we are unaware. Language is a mirror that often reflects our subconscious convictions. So a person of mean disposition we call a calculating man. To calculate is to be narrow-minded. Calculation goes with cunning. A calculating individual is a devious fellow, plotting and planning his own self-interest. Love, on the contrary, does not calculate. It gives, and gives with abandon. It is moving away from self-centeredness to universality. It is an expansion of being, a transcending of barriers. When we truly love, we ask no questions, demand no answers, call nothing to account. In true love, the me progressively loses its importance, and insistence on the other takes charge more and more. Bhumaiva sukham, says the Upanishad. Vastness alone is bliss. Love is the yeast that enables us to rise from the confines of the petty and the gross to the freedom and joy of the vast, the unlimited. The more we surrender ourselves to love, the ampler is the degree of our happiness. Indeed, the whole adventure of life can be viewed as the soul's quest for that supreme love, in which it may lose itself completely. He who loses his life finds it. If the individual is able to find real ananda only in the love that counts not the cost, it follows that Purushottam, the Supreme Person, the Divine Lord, also finds fulfillment only in a compassion that flows without stopping. There can be no miserliness in the divine. God's giving has to be unconditional, because being full, he can give only fully. Purnat Purnamudachyate. He is never partial in any sense of the word. He and the fragmentary cannot coexist, even as the sun knows no darkness. It is because we don't sufficiently grasp this quintessential truth about the nature of Godhead that we raise eyebrows at what we deem the anomalous behavior of divine grace. We protest that grace is erratic. It follows no sensible laws. The wind blows where it lists. Thereby we are only confessing how petty and jaundiced our vision is. What is within us we see outside too. Duryodhana in Mahabharata, he was asked to find a good man, a confessed failure. He did not know even the spelling of goodness. How could he then recognize goodness when he met it? On the other hand, Dharmaputra, Yudhishthira, was unable to detect a single wicked individual. Being Ajata Shatru, a soul that knew no enmity, His eyes searched in vain for evil. Our predicament is that we try to measure the infinite, the perfect, with our finite and broken scales. Is it any wonder that the reading goes all airy? If the salt dole tries to plumb the ocean, it can only lose itself. Beyond all mensuration, divine grace is there to be enjoyed and not enumerated. Grace is limitless, unconditional, perennial. Sri Ramakrishna, than whom we cannot think of a profounder recipient of grace, avers that the wind of his grace is always blowing. It is for us to unfurl our sails and catch it. What a profound revelation. We complain that God does not hear our prayers, that He does not care for our needs, that His grace is mockery, that His love is a figment of the poet's fevered imagination. What we conveniently overlook is that we ourselves are not in readiness to receive the full blast of His grace. We bar and bolt the door of our heart and then moan that He is not coming in. If only we weep it a little ajar, we keep it a little ajar, we shall find our bliss that every moment and every age, every day and every night, He comes, ever comes. And He comes without any preconditions, without any ifs and buts. But by every definition, grace is uncaused, unmotivated. If we are unable to experience it, the fault is in ourselves. We are not adequate receivers. Music is in the ether, but unless the wireless receiver is properly tuned, how can these exquisite notes be made manifest? The greater the variety of wavelengths to which our receiver can be tuned, the ampler the notes we can thrill ourselves with. The true bhakta is in fact the proverbial Elohian harp, that is, it is a stringed instrument tuned so as to produce strains of music when exposed to wind, that responds to every breath of wind that blows and keeps up a perpetual harmony. To vary the metaphor, grace is a broad spectrum antibiotic. All manner of ills can be wiped away when we take it. Even a precise diagnosis of the disease is not necessary. Divine grace, asking no questions, making no reservations or exceptions, does away with all invading microbes and viruses. And it has no toxic side effects. What is more, its administration calls for no special techniques or expert knowledge. It can be consumed as normally as food, but the transformation it works is incredible. It is a panacea for all ills in the fullest sense of the overworked expression. This is the purpose of Sharanagati. True, all roads lead to Rome, but we prefer the one that is surest and shortest. The other techniques for attaining the ultimate bristle with so many rules and regulations, conditions, whereas, and notwithstanding, so far as, and not more than, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga and Jnana Yoga, all major highways, lay down strict injunctions that have to be rigorously followed if results are to accrue. In all of them, there is many a slip between the cup and the lip. Arjun asks nervously, what happens to the yoga bhrashta, the aspirant who loses his foothold on the ladder of yoga? Krishna's answer is significant. He elaborately explains that goodness never perishes, that failures are stepping stones to success, and that after a temporary eclipse the sun shines again in undimmed glory. hurdles on the road should not make the pilgrim downhearted. And at the end of this consoling declaration, he adds, with an air of casualness so characteristic of him, that of all the different types of yogis, his vote is for the bhakta who is lost in him. So Lord Krishna prefers devotee rather than anybody else. The prapanna, the votary who takes complete refuge in God, need not worry about his spiritual progress. For him, all the barricades are just appearance. As the Bhagavad Gita puts it, he can run blindfold on the highway with the certainty that he shall not stumble in the least. For it is the Lord who looks after the yogakshema of the devotee, who has entrusted himself utterly to his care. In Sri Ramakrishna's luminous simile, the prapanna is like the child whose hand the father has taken hold of while crossing the narrow bund on the paddy field. If the child holds on to the father's hand, there is a possibility of a fall when accidentally the child's grip slackens. Of course, the father will at once put the child back on his feet, but a slip is a slip. On the contrary, when the father grips the child, the latter cannot fall even if it tries to. The magnet will not let go the iron. The prapanna need not practice the art of gripping. It is enough if he wholeheartedly allows himself to be gripped. He need not make any application to the Lord. He need not put forth any specific demands. He need only yield himself up unhesitatingly. Look at Prahlad standing before Narsimha. A popular verse listing the front rank devotees of the Lord gives the pride of place to Prahlada. It is noteworthy that Narad, who initiated Prahlad into the path of devotion, comes only second in the list. Prahlad is first. That shows how the character of Prahlad has been designed as that of the devotee without equal. The terrible looking Lord Narsimha, whom even his consort Lakshmi finds unapproachable, is all tenderness towards this Asura boy Prahlad, who has unreservedly placed his trust in Hari and had no hesitation in telling his tyrant father that Hari would come from wherever he called. Narsimha asks his darling devotee, persecuted beyond contemplation, to choose whatever boon he likes. The boy, with a wisdom that can come only from the profoundest innocence, says that he has no wants to be fulfilled. And he points out to the Lord with a smile that a bhakta who makes demands of God is but a vanik, that is a merchant who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Prahlada's is ahaituka bhakti, the love that is motiveless, the love that seeks no quid pro quo. That means something for something. I give something, I receive something. No. Asking for nothing, Prahlad gets all. He declines to accept the marvelous divine powers the Lord is so ready to give. And in the result, what is the result? He gets the Lord himself. That's the result. We can't help remembering in this context the other child devotee in the Bhagavata, Dhruva. He too was initiated into bhakti by Narad, but smarting under a sense of wounded dignity, he chose unchallenged emperorship as his reward. The Lord gave it to him and made him the very pole star of the heavens. Prahlad knew much better. He did not force the Lord to take the trouble of limiting his grace. He let the Lord make him his own. That is a natural tendency of God's grace, to give himself completely to the bhakta without qualifying classes. He declares joyously that he is bhakta paradhina, a willing captive of the devotee's love. The trouble usually is with the devotee. If the bhakta insists on putting down limits on what the Lord shall grant him, what is the helpless Lord to do? If we go to the ocean with a quarter-liter jar, we can get only a quarter-liter of water. What's the fun in blaming it on the immense ocean? It is a narrowness of our heart that delimits divine grace. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sataiv vashamyaham. Points out the Lord. It is we who dictate to him in what measure and in what manner he shall dole out the largesse. If out of the limitless ocean of his grace we deliberately choose only a thimbleful, why call him names? Let us bathe in the ocean with no hoarding vessel at all. Let us dance with both hands free, as Sri Ramakrishna used to say. And we shall be surprised to feel the immensity into which we have found our way. If you study Sri Ramakrishna's life, you find how tremendously Sri Ramakrishna was devoted to Divine Mother Kali. And all the disciples were drawn by the power of Sri Ramakrishna's love. It is that love that attracted all the disciples to transform their life. All the persons who came to Sri Ramakrishna, they were all transformed in one way or other by the power of tremendous love of Sri Ramakrishna towards all the beings. His love was pouring through his eyes, through his words, through his personality, through his whole being. Sri Ramakrishna was a personification of love and compassion. That's why he incarnated in this form, to show to the people the magnificent quality of love and compassion. The more you love, the more you feel joy. That means Sri Ramakrishna has meant selfless love. Love for love's sake. There's joy in simply loving. Everybody has got that feeling, that element of love in one's personality. But we are using in different ways. We are not using that element of love towards God. So, we are not really happy. If the same love is diverted to God, whomsoever we are worshipping, then you feel tremendous joy and happiness. So, when you find more and more happiness and joy in the love of God, then you are not interested in anything other than God. You are no more interested in any type of worldly things. You are just satisfied and feel tremendously happy in loving God, in engaging in His work, in involving himself in spiritual activities of the Lord. So, a true bhakta, a true devotee establishes communication with the Lord. So, there are many occasions will come to exhibit that love. In fact, we find that in the life of Swami Vivekananda. Whenever he would come, Sri Ramakrishna would treat him with utmost love, unparalleled love. He himself would feed the sweets into the mouth of Swami Vivekananda. Sometimes Vivekananda would be embarrassed. Swamiji, there are so many people, what will they think? I don't worry about them, I know. And he would feed tremendous love. And Swami Vivek, why did Sri Ramakrishna love so much Narendra? Because Narendra's love towards Sri Ramakrishna was maximum, fullest measure. What all he spoke, all the 9 volumes teachings, they are all teachings of Sri Ramakrishna coming through the mouth of Vivekananda. They are all Sri Ramakrishna's teachings only, but channelized through Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda admits that. Admits emphatically, yes, it is through Sri Ramakrishna. I am speaking this way. All my thoughts, everything were given by Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna puts him into test, how much he loves. So, whenever Swami Vivekananda would come to his room, Sri Ramakrishna would get up from the seat. Immediately he would search for some sweets and something he wants to give and feed him. Then only he would be satisfied. So one day Swami Vivekananda came, Sri Ramakrishna was talking to the devotees. Though Swami Vivekananda came, Sri Ramakrishna never even looked at him, deliberately, just as if he didn't observe him. He was talking as usual with the devotees. But what did Narendra do? He did not run away. He did not feel hurt. Oh, I am hurt. People are very boastful in telling, I am hurt. Who are you, pygmy? Hurt. That is how we become foolish. We become more foolish by telling we are hurt. The spiritual quality is, even if it provokes you, you should not feel hurt. Anyway, worldly people means that only, like that only. Otherwise, why should they be called worldly? Worldliness because of ego. The more you are egoistic, the more you are worldly. That's the way. But Swami Vivekananda did not run away. He did not feel hurt. He just sat through the whole session, probably 1 hour or 1.5 hours, Sri Ramakrishna used to talk. The whole session, Swami Vivekananda was sitting in a corner, hearing what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Throughout the whole session, Sri Ramakrishna never looked at him. Totally ignored. And after the meeting was over, everybody dispersed, Swami Vivekananda also went back. Again, next visit he came. Same thing repeated. Sri Ramakrishna never looked at him. But Swami Vivekananda was not shaken. He sat through the whole session. Like that it continued, not for 1 week, 2 weeks, probably for about a month or so. Then Sri Ramakrishna was defeated. As usual, Vivekananda came to see Sri Ramakrishna. Immediately hugged him. Narendra, you have overpowered me. You have won. Well, how is it? In spite of total negligence, total indifference towards you. How is it you still continue to come? Without murmuring, without criticizing, without telling anything about me to others. You just kept on coming with same zeal, with same vigor. How is it? Swami Vivekananda made one-line statement. Master, I am coming to you because I love you. Finished. Sri Ramakrishna was overwhelmed with joy. What a fine devotee, what a fine person. That is purest love. He came to Sri Ramakrishna because he loved him. He didn't want anything. Not demanding anything. I give something, you give something in return. No. That is Vanik's tendency. That is merchant's tendency. Give something, you pay back, etc. So, and Sri Ramakrishna behaved this way to show to the world what exactly purest love means. Through Swami Vivekananda's episode, we can understand really what is true bhakti. It is because of love only Swami Vivekananda could go anywhere in the world. Anywhere he could go. He could undergo any suffering. The basis is love. Unselfish love. The purest love. Because he loved Sri Ramakrishna so perfectly, he loved the whole humanity. Because of his love towards Sri Ramakrishna. And the result is, they became identical. There is no difference between Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. So, let us introspect ourselves. Let us find out in what level we are in. Are we doing practice properly, or simply 108 times and run away? No. But in order to do more and more spiritual practice, you require more and more time. That is true. If you are engaged more and more in the world, and your whole day, if you are involved in the external activities, naturally, how can you have any time for spiritual practices? And without spiritual practice, how can you purify yourself? Without purifying yourself, how can you feel the purest love towards God? They are all linked. If one link misses, whole thing is gone. Just like in computer, if any one link is taken out, it doesn't behave properly. It becomes faulty. All the links are to be well established. But anyway, Sri Ramakrishna gives this example, and that is why whenever anybody would come to Sri Ramakrishna, he would say, "Come again." And that would ring in his ears. Sri Ramakrishna has told me to come again, I should go. So next time he goes, again Sri Ramakrishna will say, "Come again." That means the idea is we must have constant company. Not simply coming one day and after 1 month you show up your face. Swami, do you remember me? Who I am? I don't know. Because you are coming once in one full moon day, how can I remember you? No. Holy company means you must come regularly, constantly. Not only simply coming and going, Aya, Gaya. Huh? He came, he went. Not that way. But there must be meaning in your coming. How you are improving yourself, how you are identifying yourself with Sri Ramakrishna. It should be exhibited in your life. Not simply theorizing or philosophizing. It must be put into your life properly. How Swamiji worked for Sri Ramakrishna? That zeal we should exhibit in our life, in our action. See, how much we are struggling for raising the fund for Sri Ramakrishna Universal Temple. How many people are there who have taken Sri Ramakrishna's name? They think somebody will give. Swamiji, it will happen. True, it will happen, no doubt. But what is your contribution to make it happen? So, anyway, we have to go deeper into spiritual levels. Occasions come, opportunities come. And when the opportunities are provided, we must act properly. That's our test. That's our test. We go in our own way. That's one way. But when the situation wants, how we act upon, that's important. So Sri Ramakrishna has said very clearly about bhakti, devotion, unadulterated, avyabhicharani bhakti. Lord Krishna also tells in the Bhagavad Gita, avyabhicharani, unadulterated devotion, single-pointed devotion. That we should practice. And Sri Ramakrishna tells, in Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga is easy compared to other yogas. Page 872. As Sri Ramakrishna listened to this song, he went into Samadhi. Ramtaran sang again, blow, storm, rage and roar. When the song was over, Sri Ramakrishna said to the singer, "What is this? Why this decoction of bitter neem leaves after the rice pudding? The moment you sang, shine forth, O shining one, and with thy shafts of light, slay thou the blinding dark." I had a vision of the sun. As he rose, the darkness vanished, and all men took refuge at his feet. Ramratan sang again, "O Mother, Saviour of the helpless, thou the slayer of sin, in thee do the three gunas dwell, sattva, rajas and tamas. Thou dost create the world, thou dost sustain it and destroy it, binding thyself with attributes. Thou yet transcendest them, for thou, O Mother, art the all. Kali thou art, and Tara, and thou the ultimate Prakriti. Thou art the fish, the turtle, the boar, and all other avatars. Earth, water, air, and fire art thou. And thou the sky, O Mother of the Absolute. The Sankhya, Patanjala, Mimamsaka, and Nyaya forever seek to fathom thee and know thine inmost nature. Vedanta and Vaisheshika are searching after thee, but none of them has found thee out. None of them has found thee out. Though free of limitations, beginningless and without end, yet for thy loving bhakta's sake, thou wearest varying forms. The terrors of this world thou dost remove, and thou dost dwell alike in present, past, and future. Thou dost appear with form to him who loves thee as a person. Thou art the Absolute to him who worships formless truth. Some there are who speak alone of the resplendent Brahman. Even this, O blissful Mother, is nothing else but thee. Each man according to his measure makes his image of the truth, calling it the highest Brahman. Beyond this, the Turiya shrine, the indescribable, O Mother of all beings, who dost pervade the universe, every one of these art thou. Then he sang, "Dear friend, my religion and pity and piety have come to an end. No more can I worship Mother Shama. My mind defies control. Oh, shame upon me, bitter shame. I try to meditate on the Mother with sword in hand, wearing her garland of human heads. But it is always the dark one, wearing his garland of wild wood flowers. and Arjuna is Krishna, and holding the flute to his tempting lips, that shines before my eyes. I think of the mother with her 3 eyes, but alas, I see him alone with the arching eyes, and I forget all else. Oh, shame upon me, bitter shame. I try to offer fragrant flowers at the mother's feet, but the ravishing thought of his graceful form unsettles my helpless mind, and all my meditations meant for the naked one, Shama, are drawn away by the sight of his yellow scarf. Sri Ramakrishna was in an ecstatic mood as he listened to the song. The musician sang again, O mother, who has offered these red hibiscus flowers at thy feet, I beg of thee, O mother, place 1 or 2 upon my head. Then I shall cry aloud to thee, O mother, mother, and I shall dance around thee. I shall dance around thee and clap my hands for joy, and thou wilt look at me and laugh, and tie the flowers in my hair. The singing was over. Many of the devotees were in a rapturous mood. There was a deep silence in the room. The younger Narain was absorbed in meditation. He sat like a stump. Pointing him out to the doctor, Sri Ramakrishna said, a very pure soul, unstained by the slightest touch of worldliness. Manmohan said to the doctor, he, pointing to the master, says of your son, I don't care for the father if I have the son. Doctor said, oh, you see, that's why I say that you forget everything else when you have the son. As a man forgets God, the Father, being engrossed in the Son, the avatar or incarnation. Master said smilingly, I don't say that I do not want the Father. Doctor, yes, I understand you. How can you save your face unless you say a few things like that? Master said, your boy is quite guileless. One day, Shambhu's face became red as he said, God will surely listen to a man's prayer if he prays to him with sincerity. Why am I so fond of the boys? They are like unadulterated milk. Only a little boiling is needed. Moreover, it can be offered to the deity, but milk adulterated with water needs much boiling. It consumes a large quantity of fuel. The boys are like fresh earthen pots, good vessels in which one can keep milk without any worry. Spiritual instruction arouses their inner consciousness without delay. But it is not so with the worldly minded. One is afraid to keep milk in a pot that has been used for curd. The milk may turn sour. Your boy is still free from worldliness, untouched by lust and gold. Let us stop here. Let us cultivate true devotion and realize the bliss of God in this very life. That should be our target. Let it take its own time, doesn't matter. As long as we live properly. That's the way. It's a long process. Unless the mind is totally purified, one cannot expect the spiritual joy. Mind has to be purified. That means it has to be freed from all hurdles, the samskaras we have brought in from the past. We don't know how many hidden samskaras are there in the mind. We don't know. So, under the circumstances, what we should do? Just have faith in the words of the Master and follow spiritual disciplines sincerely. Then the results will come by itself. You don't have to worry. Anything else to ask? Very good. Let's stop. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. Our name streamed down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself, O self, down deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step,
bathing in his name, that path for very selves. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy. How huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust or the ties of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. How I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be freed from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good be done to all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding thee of all sacred works, be satisfied, for he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased, he being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.